What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the Racerred channel up here in Garden Valley, Idaho, and it is hot. One guy at the gas station just said it was 104 degrees, so it's definitely hot up here. This is where I used to ride around quite a bit on my first motorcycle, the 02 GSXR 1000. It was my first real one. I actually had a YZF 600 and a 1985 Honda Nighthawk. I had those two before the GSXR, but I consider the GSXR the first bike that I really purchased on my own. Anyways, I used it for many years, and a lot of my rides were up in this area, getting into trouble. Once you're up here, you're into some pretty good riding. You've got a lot of mountain roads that you can ride, and a lot of it's nice and windy. As you climb in elevation, it'll get cooler, or at least it should. My plan was to come up here and have it be a little bit cooler, but it's not so today. Hopefully, I'll drop down into this canyon, follow the river up. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of the coolness in this shade and also from that water. I doubt I'll get very much from the water, but maybe I'll find a little shade in here. This is a pretty crazy area to be in the 4th of July, or at least it used to be. I haven't spent the 4th of July up here in many years, but I ended up coming up here when I was like 20, I think, 19 or 20. Spending 4th of July, I ended up sleeping in like some stranger's house, and then riding back the next day. Super weird. That's like a whole nother world compared to where I'm at nowadays. Like, it's just seems like a different reality. I was cage fighting. I was street racing. I was running around. I ended up in a lot of weird spots. I'll put it that way. Oh man, this shade is so nice. If only it lasted. It feels like I'm riding into a hair dryer, like on full heat. I'm just blasting my way into the hair dryer. God has got it on high, and I'm trying to ride into it. I'm not complaining though. The road is nice and sticky. The sun is beating down. There's just something about summertime. It's just a beautiful thing. I prefer this over the wintertime all day long. It is the 1st right now, I believe. Isn't it? Yeah, it's the 1st. July 4th is only 3 days away. guys been up to? How have you been? Just out here riding my own business. Decided against going for a dirt bike ride today, so I'm out here riding the R1. Which is almost always a really good time. Of river rafters come down this river right here. A lot of whitewater rafters. In fact, there are rafting companies along this river. I went one time, but it wasn't this section. It was the one at the T intersection down here. I think it was called Big Bear or something like that. Big Bear Rafting. I remember it was my birthday and I was super stressed out. When you're that stressed out, it's hard to enjoy anything. But I made it. I made it through. I've seen many birthdays since then. It'll pass. Whatever it is. At the time and in the moment, sometimes it's hard to see that life is going to be any other way. I mean, you see the stress and the anxieties, whether it's financial stress or your job, or in my case it was both. I had lots of job stress and I had lots of financial stress just because I was stuck at my job. If I didn't receive a paycheck for a couple months back then, I would have been completely doomed. And so that was a huge stressor for me. I worked my whole life to get out of that. So when I reached a level where I was out of that, that's what I consider success. That's when I became successful in my own eyes, is when I became self-sufficient, unreliant on a monthly paycheck or a bi-weekly paycheck. A lot of people, they will find that through saving and investing massive amounts and not adjusting their spending. I kind of did it the opposite way. I paid off my house and I focused really hard on debt, and then got to the point where I didn't have any outgoing money. And that's what I consider retirement, really, is if you can live without any extra stuff going out. I mean, my monthly overhead is really, really low. So if I am able to make anything, it really goes a long ways. it's pretty amazing. I'm pretty thankful. It's actually one of the things that has always been a criteria for me when I was in relationships. If it was going to be serious, then they had to pretty much agree to not want to force me into debt. There's like, debt is like the ultimate evil to me. I hate it more than most things. So if I'm in debt, then I am not happy about it at all. And granted, I'm in a slight amount right now, but I can easily pay off my debt right now with just a few sales. Like, it would be super easy for me to get out. What I'm not okay with is when debt forces me to go to work, and if I lose my job, I lose everything. That's where most people are, I think, unfortunately. But right now I have enough assets to where if I sold just a few assets, maybe like 1% of my assets, I could pay off my debt right now. It's very minimal. Not even 1%, actually. Pretty good spot to be in. I don't like to talk about that too much. It comes up because I'm super proud of it and I'm really happy about it, but I know that there's lots of people that are not in that situation, and that's okay too. Just keep working towards it if that's what you want. But I would say 90% of the people don't want that. They want to do the traditional way of living, which is work until you're 60 or 70 years old, and then retire with your pension and your retirement. And that's okay too. Whatever works. There are a lot of ways to live this crazy life. You can do it however you want. My stepson was telling me he's afraid to get any older. He doesn't like getting older. And I can definitely tell that by his behavior. He still acts like a toddler a lot. And I'm like, you can live your life however you want. If you want to play with G.I. Joes or whatever your thing is, like if you want to play with toys of some sort when you're older, you can do that still. You're not going to want to, but I mean, I'm sure some people do. You can do whatever you want. I told him it's cool getting old, because you can do whatever you feel like doing. You can be whatever you're into, and you can get into whatever you feel like. You have the freedom to travel around, do all kinds of stuff that a little kid can't do. Yep, there's a lot of ways to live this life, but it would be awesome if it was about 10 times longer. I would like life to be about 10 times longer, at least. I'm just figuring out things still. I feel like if life was 10 times longer, I'd have a better opportunity to really figure it out. But in the meantime, you gotta enjoy it. And this is what riding for me is all about, enjoying every moment. Like right now, this is such an amazing thing to me. It's such a great opportunity to be able to do this. I'm pretty fortunate. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by and enjoying my video. I'm gonna call it quits right here. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
His name is Racerred. If he wasn't riding, he'd be in bed. He naps during the day. He rides his love in garage bays. Oh, he rides all night, full throttle all the time. Oh, he was born to ride. Red Racer, like, comment, and subscribe.